Welcome back. We're on day 5 of my jar meals. I actually survived the making of these videos, but no, in seriousness, they were really fun to do, and I hope to be doing more soon. So we're going to go out with a bang for our last one and do a dessert recipe, and this is the cornmeal cookies that are actually in the Thrive cookbook, and these cookies are fabulous. They made these for us at convention, and I took 2 bags of them. But they were so good. It's really different to have cornmeal in a cookie recipe, and it had like a slight lemon flavor, and I thought they were delicious. They had some dried cranberries and some white chocolate chips. So that's what I'm going to do for you today. And the cookie recipes they work great in the jars. So those are just really fun. So we're going to start with the Thrive cornmeal. And our cornmeal is so good. If you've ever tried the cornbread recipe, you know what I'm talking about. It's super moist and delicious, and it's 100% Thrive ingredients, which of course I love. And you can kick that up with some of our green chilies if you like green chili cornbread. So pretty versatile. And here's our cornmeal, and it's a nice bright yellow color too. I like that. So the next ingredient is our Thrive white flour, and we're going to put in 1.5 cups of the white flour. I like to sift it just a little bit to fluff it up a little bit before I add it. That way you get a true measurement, so you don't have dry cookies. We don't like dry cookies, right? Okay, so 1.5 cups of fluffed white flour. And I'm going to pack this down in the jar, but that doesn't change the volume that I've already put in there. So just make sure that we have enough room for everybody so they can get cozy in there. So again, pack it down, and we're right where we need to be in there. So next we're going to throw in the sugar, and we'll be using Thrive white sugar, but I have a big old 25-pound bag of sugar down here, so that's what I'm going to be using. So I don't have a pretty Thrive can to show you for this one, but you get the idea. So 3/4 cup of sugar. Okay. And then next we're going to put in the salt and the baking powder. And with our Thrive salt here. I love how we have all of the basics on hand, so you can do whatever you need to do in the kitchen all with your Thrive because you have all the basics. So we like that. So 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to fill my teaspoon just a little tiny bit here. And 1 full teaspoon of Thrive baking powder. So that leveled off right on top there. It's white just like the sugar, so we don't really need to make a layer on that one. But we are, however, going to make a layer with our lemon flavoring. I decided to go with the classic lemonade that is our seasonal product for this summer in this recipe instead of using a liquid lemon extract for later, because this lemonade was developed to add your own sweeteners, and also because it doesn't have the sweeteners in it, it has a little bit of sugar but not much, that it can be added to your baking, and I just love that. So I can make lemon pound cake, lemon cookies, lemon whatever I wanted to make with this lemonade. So I just think that's fabulous. So I'm just going to use a teaspoon because this stuff is pretty strong, so we're going to have a good lemon flavor. So I'm going to put our lemonade right around the rim of the jar to get that pretty yellow color going on in there. Coordinates with the cornmeal at the bottom. So I can't wait to see how these turn out using the lemonade instead of lemon flavor. What do you guys think? I think that sounds fun. I do. Love this product. I really hope they keep this one permanently eventually. So it was a pretty hot item this summer, and it actually does make excellent lemonade, let me tell you. And add some fruits in there, some of the Thrive fruits like raspberry lemonade, strawberry lemonade. Oh, excellent drink. Very refreshing. So then we're done with all. Oh, wait a minute, forgot the eggs. Don't forget the eggs. Cookies won't stick together. So the recipe calls for 1 whole Thrive egg, which is 1 tablespoon of the egg powder. So that's what we're going to add in there. Where did my tablespoon go? Oh, there it is. Lost it. Okay. So 1 tablespoon of Thrive whole eggs, and I usually pack these down to make sure that I get enough in there. So since it's packed, I'll have to spread this one just a little bit. Spread it around my jar to get that colored layer in there. And then for the rest of the jar, we're just going to put the cranberries and white chocolate chips on top. The recipe in the book only calls for a dried fruit like cranberries or raisins. You can use anything. I think that the Thrive cherries would be excellent in this recipe. Just be careful which fruits that you use because they will get soft in the jar. So make sure that you do have an oxygen absorber in this one if it's going to sit for a long time. Otherwise, the fruits will start to get really soft. If you're using dehydrated fruits, like I said, the raisins or dried cranberries, you don't really have to worry about that part because they won't get really rubbery. So I've got craisins here. I'm going to put in a generous half a cup of those and then fill the rest with the white chocolate chips. And these just add a sweet little kick to the cookies. Let's see where we're at here. Okay, down you go, guys. Gotta make room for the chocolate chips. Okay. Those few extra ones out of there. This is a pretty red layer on top of that yellow. Looks really good in the jar. And then the white chocolate chips, we're just going to throw the rest of those on the top to fill up the jar. It's probably about 1/4 to 1/2 of a cup to fill that jar, so you pack them in tightly. Then when you go to make the cookies, you can actually scoop out the chocolate chips before you mix up the rest of it and then fold them in separately, and kind of some of the cranberries too if you want. Then you can fold those in afterwards, and you don't have to worry about them getting broken up in the cookie mix while you're making it. So there's our cornmeal lemon cranberry cookies. Mix in a jar. Maybe next time I'll separate the sugar and the flour with the cornmeal so there's more of a variance in there. What do you think? Probably. So there it is. So when we go to make our cookie recipe, we're going to soften 3/4 of a cup of butter, which is about 1.5 sticks. Soften that up in your mixer, and then, like I said, you can take out the chips and the cranberries first if you want to, or you can just throw everything in there and just mix it until you have a nice soft dough, and then scoop them on your cookie sheet and bake them at 375 for about 10 to 12 minutes, and we're going to have some delicious cookies. I think I'll make these up later and take a picture of the finished cookies and see how they come out. So I really hope you've enjoyed this series on jar meals. Please feel free to comment at the bottom of my video which ones you like, which ones are your favorite, and I hope to see you in a couple of weeks when I get some more going. Take it easy and thrive on.